Okay, welcome to the Power BI training class. So in this class, we are going to look at the overview of the Power BI desktop. Like we have discussed from our last class that the Power BI is made up of the Power BI desktop, the Power BI mobile application, which you use to view your reports, then on the go, then as well as the Power BI online, which is the Power BI service, which we know as SaaS. SaaS means software as a service. So the Power BI desktop looks like this. Immediately you launch your Power BI desktop application, this is how it will come out like. Then you can go ahead and remove this pop-up. This pop-up, it just give you a little information like your recent data sources, the report you have generated, and how you can navigate through the tutorial and blogs of Power BI and all of that. So you can just remove this. So the next thing you can do now, this now gives you the how the interface looks like. So in the interface, just like other Microsoft applications, you have the file tab, which if you go to the file tab, you can see save as, open, and all of that. These are some of the projects probably you have worked with or you have worked on. Then as well as the last time, if it's some document they said last updated, okay, this is the last time it was opened. So you can as well get started from here. So you can import, export, and do other things from the um, file tab. Then if you go to the home tab just give you can have the copy, cut, and paste. Why it's not highlighted now, which is the makeup of the clipboard, it's not highlighted now because we are not currently working on any project. So immediately you start working on a project, this place will come alive. So here, if you go further, you have data. If you look in Microsoft Excel, this data for the data is gives you access to different sources where you can get your data you want to work on. Here we can get our data from the Power BI is really equipped because in the Power BI you have multiple sources where you can get your data from. If I click get data, uh, you can see number of places you can get your data from: Microsoft Excel, Excel workbook, Power BI data set, Power BI data flow, database. These are various data storage platforms you can have from web. If you click more, you still have more other sources of data where you can get your data into Power BI. Just exercise patience if you load up and you see various places that you can get data from. But before then, while it's trying to load up, you can as well get your data from. These are like the ones showing here are the more recent, are the more familiar ones. Then you can also get your data. Okay, it has come up now. So you have a number of, I think this should be up to more than 100 sources where you can get your data from. You can see Azure HDR Insight, Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 1 and Generation 2. You can have all of that. Azure Cosmetic Database, Azure Table Storage. Now, if you click, this is under all. So if you go to files, they are the ones that falls under the data sources that fall under file. You have Excel workbook, the text or CSV files, XML file, Jackson file, folder, PDF, paraquet, and SharePoint. Then you also have the ones that are databases, like Oracle database, IBM Informix database, and all of that. Some of these data sources are still in the beta form, means that they have not been all fully operational. So you have progress database and all of that. Then power platform, there are power sources that fall under power platform, which are Power BI data set, Power BI data flow, common data service, dataverse, and power platform data flow. That one is still under beta. So then under Azure you have all of Azure SQL database, Azure Cosmos database, Azure table storage, and all of that. Then you have also online sources where you can get your data from. So if you go to the online sources, these are, you have your SharePoint online list, Microsoft Exchange online, Dynamic 365 online, Dynamic NAV, Dynamic 365, Business Central, Adobe Analytics, Google Analytics. You can as well get your data from Google Analytics into Power BI, GitHub, Data World. These are various online data platforms where you can get your data into Power BI. There are many of them. Then you still have others. So there are some other, the ones that fall under others. So under others, you have Microsoft Exchange, SharePoint list, web. You can get your data directly from the web. ODBC, only DBC, database. DB means data base solver. These are various other platforms where you can get your data. Microsoft Team, Personal Analytics is still under beta. Survey Monkey, Total, some Total beta is the other um, beta phase. Then you have Starbucks Enterprise. These are various data sources where you can get your data into Microsoft Power BI. So another thing here is after you bring your data, you load the data, you have opportunity to transform your data. To transform the data just simply refers to data cleanup. You need to clean your data. As in the data analyst, the first thing you do is immediately you get your data, you try to have a visual of your data, to look at your data, to see how the data, if it's properly cleaned up, because if your data is messy, your result will always be messy. So you have, the number one thing you do is try to um, factor yourself into your data set and ensure that your data is clean. So the transform tab helps you to do that under just we have Power Query in Microsoft Excel. In Microsoft Power BI, we also have Power Query where you can do data cleanup, see, look into your data, create measures and all of that, do many other things you can do. Then you can as well insert visuals, text box for writing. Then you can do calculations under measures, quick measures, and new measures. It's not highlighted because sensitivity, published, and measures are not highlighted because we don't have any data currently we are working with. So normally after you have finished your report, so you can share your report, that you publish your report to the Microsoft Power BI online. That is the online service, the Power BI service. You can publish your report to the Power BI service. So under insert, we have things like you can insert a page just like here. You can click here and insert a new page. See this plus icon, see that? You can insert as many pages as you want, just the way it is in Microsoft Excel. Then you can insert visuals. There are more visuals. You can also key influence and all of that. You can also insert text box. There are Power BI apps you can choose to install alongside, just like plugins. Then you have buttons, arrows, and all of that. Shapes, you can insert shape, you can insert image. maybe pictures from your computer into Microsoft Power BI. The modeling helps you to create relationships. Imagine working with more than one data source. So you have to create a relationship between the data that you are going to work with. So that's where modeling tabs comes handy. So you can use the modeling tabs to do all of that. Then the next thing here is view. View, you can look at snap to grid lines. If you want grid lines to be showing, you can put grid line. Snap to grid can as well be showing, but it will be obvious when you are working. But currently, since I'm not working, it will not be showing. So another thing, this is the mobile uh, layout. So you want to view your work in. Are you seeing? It's showing me the mobile view, how the mobile view looks like, how it will look on phone. Whatever I'm working on, how it will look if I'm viewing it with phone. So, but I will go back to my desktop view. I don't need phone. Switch to desktop layout. So I'm back to my desktop layout. So filters and all of that. So that's what you have under view. Then under help, if you want to search for information, you can go to help and get your information. Then at the below right here, you have your report. The report is immediately you start working on this Canva, you are working on report. Then the table here or the data helps you to look into your data and see what your data looks like. Then you have the modeling tab, which helps you to create relationship between when you are working with multiple data sources. Then at the left right hand side now, you'll see all our visualization. We have already discussed some of them in the previous class. So you have things like stack bar chart, stack column chart, you have cluster bar chart, cluster column chart, 100% stack bar chart, and all of that. 100% stack column chart, all to cards and key influencers, just as you saw the other time. Then you have matrix, you have tables, you want to present your report in tables alongside. You have the composition tree. These are various visualization. There are still more. They get more visualization you seen in there. So that's that. Then this is your Canva. The whole of here is where is your Canva. All you just need to do is to drag any field and drop into the Canva. So you say you haven't load any data yet. You haven't load any data yet. So if we load the data, we'll load and show you how you can load your data into Power BI before you start working on it. So another thing we can look at here is here you see this icon, this plus icon, block icon, double block icon here, this double block icon. So this place helps you to edit the Canva. It helps you to edit the Canva totally. Let's say you want to show cross report. That means you want to go from uh, allows this page to be used by other report as a drill page. So if you click this page, it will automatically take you to the main page where you want to go to. You say allow this page to be used by other report as a drill through. So what you now do, if you are doing that, you are going to add the drill that you are going you want immediately you click this first page, this current page that we have, page 3, to take you to the report. Is very common in Excel. You use references. So if you click that reference, the reference will take you to the actual place that you are working on. So that is that for cross report. So you just click it, say allows this page to be used by other reports as a drill through. So what you now do is that you click drag and drop. You say add drill through field here. So this is where you add it. If you want to put a filter, you can choose to put a filter, keep all filters, or you can remove all filters. So that is that for the introductory part. And the top here is where you have your title bar. You save the name of the document that you are currently working with up there. So immediately, let's say I want to save this. I'll go to file. I want to save this as okay. Let's say we are working with this to be our first uh work. Let's say first class on Power BI. Power BI. That's our first class on Power BI. We can go ahead and save this. So automatically you see that our title bar over there has been converted to first class on Power BI desktop. There you have your save, you have undo the last section, and this redo that was not highlighted. So now we will show how you can get your data into Power BI. There's a data I have here. So what I would do is that sorry, there's something I didn't explain here. So this second icon here is where you need a lot of if there's a lot of information here. There's a lot of information here. So this place helps you to work with each of your ties. Help you to work with each of your ties. So for each ties or each visualization that you are putting up, then this is where you can edit, change the page information, the information you want to put there. You can change the page size. There's a lot of things you can do from here. Page background, though this one is speaking to the page anyway, to a whole page, but when it's still similar to the canvas, to each of the ties when you put them. So this one is speaking to a whole total canvas like this. So that is for this icon. So let's say we are getting a data. So we'll get to our get data. If you are working with, if your data is in CSV file, don't use Excel workbook, because if you click Excel workbook, Excel workbook will only pick a data that is stored in the format of Excel, which is XLX. That's what it will be. But if you have a CSV file, this will not get it. So to get a CSV file, you can click here, go to CSV file. You see text or CSV file. That's where you click. Import data from a text or CSV file. I think my data is in CSV file. Okay, I think it's in CSV file. So I'll click CSV. It will automatically load the CSV file. Look at my CSV file here. Look at another one here. So I'll use this one, international breweries. It's a CSV file that I have here. So it's trying to load my file into the Microsoft Power BI. So you just have to be patient for it while it loads the data into the Microsoft Power BI. Now here will come. So you see the Power BI has loaded our data. So we can easily look at the data. You can scroll left, you can scroll right, to see that all your informations are there. Then if you look at the bottom here, you see transform data. If your data is okay, there is no need to transform it. If your data is okay, there is no need to transform your data. If your data is very okay, there's no need to transform it. Then, but if it's not okay, that you need to do some maybe you want to split some cells, some columns, you want to do some little adjustment, data cleanup, data cleansing, then you can click on transform data. If I click on transform data, it will take me to the Power Query. The Power Query is about to load, so it takes me to the Power Query. So this is how the Power Query interface looks like. Yes, here we are in the Power Query interface. So this is how the Power Query interface looks like. So in the Power Query interface, you have, after you have finished working on your data, you have close and apply. You can either choose to close and apply. There are three options there: close and apply. Yeah, so my data is has loaded into the Power Query. So you have close and apply, apply or close. So these are three options. Then these are your new data sources. You want to get data source, you can as well enter a fresh, get a fresh table here, get a fresh table, generate a fresh data. Now these are data source settings and all of that. So you can as well remove some columns, you can as well keep some rows or remove some rows that you don't need. You can as well split some columns. Let's say for instance, the employee's first name and last name are written together, and you need to split the first name separate and last name separate. Then you can go to the split column. From the split column, you can split the column where the first name and the last name are together. So and any changes you do, you can if you want to go back, maybe you don't want the change, you can click, you see this cross here, if you click on it, it will take you back to the way the data was initially. But now, since I have not done anything on my data, nothing is happening there. So let me say I remove this column. I go to remove column, remove columns. So automatically that column has been removed. But oh, I want to bring it back. If I want to bring that column back, what I will do is just to click on this red now, and my column will return back. That's the brand column is back again. So that is all about that for Power Query. There is still much that can be done here. You can as well add column. You can as well add a column. You can duplicate column. You can customize your own column if you want to do calculations and all of that. Then you can do format your column as date or time and all of that. There's a lot of things you can do here, but I may not cover everything in this particular class. I may not cover everything here, so maybe in the next class we'll look more into it. So you have other things. You want to show the formula bar view, data quality, column quality. That is all this information that I'm showing here, telling you there's no empty cell in your data. So if you want to remove them, you can click here. You see those information is going out of place. Those information is going out of place. It says show white space. So column distribution, you can as well remove it if you don't need it. So that's that for this view. Data quality, column quality, and column. If you don't want the formula bar, which is where you are seeing they are doing calculation there, you can put it back. So tools and others. So that is that for the Power Query. So for now, since we are not doing any work for now for here, so we can close and apply. We are closing the Power Query interface now. So what happens now, our data will be automatically loaded properly to the Power BI. Instead of loading it directly, we went to the Power Query. Now our data will be properly loaded into the Power BI. So you look at this, it's loading the data. If you finish loading the data, if you look at the right hand side, you will see the number of rows and the number of columns that are there in our data. The number of columns the number is the number of columns that it will show you. So let it finish loading, then you see all of us will look at it. Just be patient, we soon finish loading. Power BI used to give some in terms of time in loading data. Used to take time sometimes. I think it's almost done. It's almost done. It is almost done. Yeah, here we go. So I think our data has finished loading into the Power BI. I'm supposed to be seeing my data here. Supposed to be seeing my data. Just be patient. It will show. It has not shown. Supposed to be seeing my data that has been loaded on the right hand side of my Power BI. Supposed to be seeing it there. So just be patient with it. It will load. Yeah. So here it is. So if you click on that arrow there, so you have expanded. Okay, so this is the number of columns that we have brand, cost, um, country, email, month, plant cost, profit, quantity, region, sales ID, sales rep, unit price. Yes. Now observe one thing that in this Power BI, just as it is in Excel, when it has to do, if you are working with Power Pivot in Excel, where numbers are or numbers are, that's figures, you will see that there will be an auto sum to it. So that's why you are seeing auto sum. But the ones that are completely text, there is no auto sum. Now look at our Canva. Our Canva has changed. All those data sources that were here has disappeared. So meaning that we are ready to create our report. Then you can go to if you click here now, our table, that same table, those informations, those data that are there will show here. It will show here. So just wait for it to load more. So sales ID. So yeah, so that is all the data that we have, that we are working on. This is it here. So you can even quickly look at the total number of rows that are there. You see 1,460 1,046 rows. That's the total number of rows that we have, that we are working with. Then if I go to model, because I'm working just with one table, it will be only just this, only just international breweries that will be there. So I'll go back to report. So for now, we are not doing a total report. In the next class, we'll continue with how we can create a very fine looking report. But I'll just show you what we are going to do against the next class. So let's say I want to look at the sell trend, the profit. Let me say I want to look at the profit. I'll just drag it and drop. I'll just drag profit and drop, or just click on it. I click on it, I think it's trying to load. That's one thing with this Power BI. Yeah, so I've clicked on it now. So it's trying to load those information. If I want to like see the total profit that was made for the number of years that product were sold, I can easily look at it. It's still loading. Now, because profit is not, since it's, you are looking only for profit, you are not going to put it in a bar chart. The best is to go to card. Card will put it in numbers for you. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to click this. You will highlight the one that you are working on. Yes, like this. Then I'll click card. Because if I click a fresh place, a fresh uh, tile will open. So the company is making 16 million naira or dollars, depending on the currency that you are looking at on their profit. So, like I said, now you are putting that ties. Then you can go here, you highlight, ensure that this is highlighted. Ensure that yes. So you can go to this format. It will help you to format everything concerning uh, the 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 ties that you are working with. Is giving us like the position x and y axis, but this general is mainly used for charts. So data label, I want to, maybe you can change the color of your that is showing there. Let's say we want to put blue. Let's say we want to put blue. Observe, you see that our text has changed to blue. The unit, do you want it to show in millions or in thousands, or do you want it to be in auto? Let's say we want it to show in millions. Automatically it was in millions, so it will not, there is no difference there. Let's say we want to show it in thousands. So are you seeing that in thousands? But initially um, it was in rounded up to millions. That's why it was showing 106 million. Yes, that's why it was showing 106 million. So you can change text here. We'll do more on this in our next class. So you can increase your text, you can reduce the size, you can change the font size here, the font style, sorry. You can change the font style from this point. You can change the font style. Observe to see the changes that are happening on our tiles there. So that's how you can do that. You see the our data has changed, our visual has changed there. Then you can as well go to this is category. If you don't want this category to show, you can take it off. See that profit that was showing at the top bottom there, normally the profit is supposed to show at the top, so you can remove it. You can put title, the title now, the title I can write profit at the top now. For the title I can write the title of that one is profit. I'll scroll down, that's my title, profit. So are you seeing the profit has shown there? So you can as well increase the font size. You can reposition it at different places. You can increase the font. You can increase the font from here. See 14, it's currently in 14. I don't know if my system is slow. Most times it's not really fast, unlike Microsoft Excel. Wait, but this is from here you can increase the size, the font size um, your your title. From here you can increase it. So in the next class we will just concentrate on working on this creating a report. So this is what I was trying to do here. Increase. Okay, we have like the profit there, you see it there. So but that's too high. You can reduce that. You can adjust all these ones. So in the next class we will look very well. We'll work with this data and create a very fine dashboard, a fine looking dashboard in the next class. So for now, just go through what we have discussed here. Look, familiarize yourself with the Microsoft Power BI interface to see how far you can guess the functions of each of the tabs, just like I have explained in this class. Thank you.